Dear friends, today I would like to share you in brief the review of Habit of Doing More Than Paid For from the book The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. The Law of Success is a classic book in the self-help field in which you will find a roadmap for better future, a valuable blueprint that will enable you to completely restructure your future through simple techniques and methods. Napoleon Hill's book has motivated more persons throughout the world to acquire wealth and success in their career than any book written in the 20th century. Its author was born in a wise country, Virginia, USA, on October 26, 1883, and he passed away in Greenville, South Carolina, USA, on November 8, 1970. In 1908, while working for a magazine and attending college, young Napoleon Hill was assigned to interview Andrew Carnegie, the great steelmaker, philosopher, and philanthropist. Carnegie asked to Napoleon Hill, "I challenge you to devote 20 years of your life to the study of philosophy of American achievement and come up with an answer. Will you accept?" "Yes," was the quick response by Napoleon Hill. In the following 20 years, Hill interviewed over 500 successful men. Among them were Henry Ford, John Wanamaker, George Eastman, John D. Rockefeller, Thomas Edison, Theodore Roosevelt, etc. When exactly 20 years after the interview with Andrew Carnegie, The Law of Success was published, it had a worldwide impact. The basic principle of Andrew Carnegie's philosophy as a starting point for his research contains in The Law of Success. Napoleon Hill's chief goal was to motivate people to free themselves from the slavery of their undesirable thoughts, habits, and actions, and to help them seek and acquire the true riches of life by fulfilling desires that do not violate the laws of God or the rights of their fellow men. Now come to the subject, habit of doing more than paid for. There is some work which we do not like, some that we do like moderately, and under certain conditions there may be work that we actually love. Great artists, for example, generally love their work. The day laborer, on the other hand, usually not only dislike his work but may actually hate it. Work which one does merely for the sake of earning a living is seldom liked. More often it is disliked or even hated. When engaged in work which he loves, a man may labor for an unbelievable long period of hours without becoming exhausted. Work that a man dislikes or hates bring exhaust very quickly. A man's endurance, therefore, depends very largely on the extent to which he likes, dislikes, or loves that which he is doing. The man is the most efficient and will more quickly and easily succeed when engaged in work that he loves or work that he performs in behalf of some persons whom he loves. Whenever the element of love enters into any task that one performs, the quality of the work becomes immediately improved and the quality increased without a corresponding increase in the exact causes by the work. There are more sound reasons why you should develop the habit of performing more services and better services than that for which you are paid. Despite the fact that a large majority of the people are not rendering such services, there are two reasons, however, for rendering such services which transcend in importance all the others, namely, first, by establishing a reputation as being a person who always renders more services and better services than that for which you are paid. You will benefit by comparison with those around you who do not render such services, and the contrast will be so noticeable that there will be keen competitions for your services no matter what your life work may be. Second, by far the most important reason why you should render more services than that for which you are paid, a reason that is basic and fundamental in nature, may be described in this way. Suppose that you wished a strong right arm. You could develop such an arm only by giving it the hardest sort of use. Out of resistance comes strength. The strongest oak tree of the forest is not the one that is protected from the storms and hidden from the sun, but it is the one that stands in the open, where it is compelled to struggle for its existence against the winds and rains and the scorching sun. It is through the operations of one's nature's unvarying laws that struggle and resistance develop strength, and the purpose of this lesson is to show you how to harness this law and so use it that it will aid you in your struggle for success. You can never become a leader without doing more than you are paid for, and you cannot become successful without developing leadership in your chosen occupations. Lastly, I would like to say that for more details, go through the book. Thank you.